Hey guys, it's Audrey here. Happy Friday. It's Friday. I love a good Friday. I want to do this video real quick because I really think it's important that, number one, you have dreams. Definitely want to have dreams and goals and aspirations in life, depending upon what those are. As I kind of always said, as small, medium, big, outlandish, crazy as you make your dreams, I definitely think that it's important to always have them. But this is the point of this whole Facebook Live today, is that, sometimes as we get older, I was just talking to my husband about this the other day. I remember when we first started dating, because we've been together since since I was 20. And, when you first started dating and we moved to New York City, I remember walking through Central Park with him one time, and I was like, someday we're going to have an apartment overlooking Central Park. Like, I want to have a doorman, and I want to live in this gigantic, apartment with a wraparound porch, and I want to look down into Central Park, and, that would be so amazing to be able to have come true. And then, then you get older, and then, your dreams don't go away. I remember even recently we were in Cape Cod, and I remember thinking, hey, Rosalie, and I remember thinking, someday I want to own a gigantic beach house, and I want to come here every weekend with our family. That is like a huge goal for me. Like, that's something that I really want to happen. And, and the older you get, not that these things become, I guess, they're not that they're not going to be tangible, but you get older and you begin to become more realistic, and you begin to see that, and maybe in order to have gotten that wraparound apartment overlooking Central Park, I would have had to have been maybe a lawyer or an investment banker, or, be Savannah Guthrie, or just do something that made a ton of money. And the reality sometimes begins to set in that maybe the dreams and things that you definitely want in life, they might not come true. Like, they might not happen, and that's okay. And it's something I think that we all kind of evolve into. And I don't think it's a bad thing to always have big dreams for yourself. I definitely still look at the houses in Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard and say to my husband, someday I want to have a house there. Because I think that when you stop saying that and you stop believing that those things are even possible, then you kind of stop giving yourself the permission to hustle, which is the whole point of, for me, of working hard and going after things. But sometimes you need your dreams to be tweaked. And, and today was a perfect example of that. And I came home and I said to my husband, I'm like, you know what? I know that I have to help with breakfast and get the kids ready for the weekend. I'm like, but I just want to shoot a Facebook Live really fast, because I think this is something important. And it's something that I do think a lot of us as older, I'm not 40, I don't mean older, but as maybe in the time of 30 and up, we experience. But today I just co-hosted the Road Show. It's the morning news show in Rhode Island, and I love doing it. It's always so much fun. I love live TV. Probably why I love doing Facebook Lives, because you can't edit. This is the real deal. You're not going to see me edit something out, edit the million ums and ands, and I think there's something really raw and real and honest about a Facebook Live, because what you see is what you get, right? Especially if you see kids running around in the background. I'm hoping no one's nude. But that being said, so this morning when I did the road show, and they asked me to fill in when the hosts are on vacation or on off-site doing something. And I love doing that. And for me, it's always extra exciting, because it's something, hey, Claudia, well, you're good at them. You're really good at live. But for me, it's always something extra fun, because originally when I first graduated from college, I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. It was what I wanted to do. And if you asked anybody, anyone in my family, any of my close friends at that time, I used to always say to them, I want to be Katie Couric. And I actually remember my senior year of high school, we had to interview somebody who we aspired to be like. And I remember how embarrassing calling the Today Show. I mean, it was just like a number that I found in the actual yellow pages. I mean, there wasn't the internet. There was no contacting or Facebook at that point. It was just a number that I got, and I remember calling and leaving a message with, I thought was her secretary at the time. And I kind of look back now and roll my eyes, like, how naive were you, Audrey, to actually think that that was their secretary or assistant. And I never heard back from her, but I really wanted to be her. I wanted to share information. I wanted to share the news. I wanted to be a storyteller. And I thought that what better way to do that on a national scale was to be able to have an audience that was really going to hopefully be captured as to what were reporting on. And Katie Couric was just always somebody that I wanted to be like. And I wanted to interview her for that story, and it just never came to pass. So I ended up interviewing a local news broadcaster here. I remember Ginger Casey, I think was her name at that point. She was an ABC affiliate here. and she was gracious and brought me into the studio, and she showed me all around, and she showed me behind the camera. And, you know, if there's a dream to be fueled, it was even more at that moment in my life. I was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm supposed to be. I may not be good at it, but I'm going to try really hard and do the best I can to be good at this, because this is what I want to do. And it was my dream. And in college, I even interned at The View on ABC. I did that for one whole summer in New York City, which is crazy for a little New England girl from a small town going to the big bag city and being taking the subway and living on my own. Like, it was just this unknown big city to me. And I was always so scared of it. But I just figured I have to conquer this dream. If this is what I want to do, I have to just do this and go after this. And so I did that for one whole summer. And I interned in college at my local ABC affiliate. I did Brown TV. I did everything I could do to set myself up to have my dream come true, to be a broadcast journalist, because it was the only thing I ever wanted to do. And then reality kind of just set in, and it kind of kicked me in the butt. And I realized that, you know, you don't make a ton of money when you start out. And I was not able to have, anybody. My parents couldn't afford for me to move to New York City and support me. They just, unfortunately, they couldn't do that. So, you know, so what I ended up doing was I just, you know, you tweak your dream, you know, and you end up saying, okay, well, you know what, if this isn't going to work, then I'm going to find a really great close second. And maybe at some point I can come back to this dream. And so I went into the fashion industry, and I loved it. And I met a lot of great people. And fortunately, I do come from the mindset, which does help, that everything happens for a reason, and that there's a path for you some way, somehow, that the universe kind of has unfolded before you. You might not know what it is and why you're doing it at that moment, but I've tried to always think that way, is that, you know, karma and the universe, everything comes into play. So, very long story short, I started blogging probably because I was able to be a storyteller. And I started blogging because it was a great way to share information and tips and advice and stuff that I wanted to originally share on TV every night or every morning. But, you know, this way it was like the written word, and Mom Generations fueled that piece of me that wanted to share, that wanted to be a broadcast journalist, wanted to be a storyteller at the end of the day. And, you know, the point of all this is, I never gave up on that dream of somehow, some way. And, you know, and a lot of the times too, it just comes down to one person seeing you and saying, okay, I believe in this girl. I believe in this guy. I'm going to give them a shot. You know, sometimes all we need in life is a shot, is a chance, right? To prove yourself, to show someone that you can do it. And, so when I moved back to Rhode Island, I remember just trying to get into the local news and being like, listen, I have a blog, and a lot of the stories that I tell could be segments. A lot of the things that I share could be segments. It's, you know, potty training tips. It's great toys for kids. It's, you know, tips for heading into middle school. And, you know, whatever it was that I was blogging about, I was always trying to kind of pitch different segments. And, you know, the road show gave me a shot. Gosh, it was before Victoria was born. So maybe 7 or 8 years ago. The boys were little. And I just, hang on, sweet pea. And I just loved it. And I loved being able to go on there. And I remember starting off real shaky, but I remember thinking, you know, this is what I wanted to do. And I better try my hardest, because I want to keep being asked to come back. And I want to keep being asked to come back and share stuff and to talk. And I got to keep pitching segments, because if I hopefully keep pitching some ideas, then hopefully they'll want to keep working with me. And, you know, relationships come into play too. I've always believed that. And, you know, you get really, you become friends with people, and you tell them your dreams, and you tell them, you know, dreams that are kind of kept inside. You know, it's funny. I remember when people say, well, it just never came true. And it's like, well, did you ever tell anybody what you wanted to do? Did you ever tell anybody that that's the path you wanted to go after? And if you don't tell anybody and you kind of just keep it inside, then, you know, then you're keeping that dream locked in. You know, share, tell people. Like, the worst that someone's going to do is maybe, like, what, say this is not going to happen, and you're going to say, just watch me. So, you know, that is kind of like the mindset that, you know, you kind of have to have. But I was very lucky enough to really become very good friends with a couple of people at the road show who believed in me and said, listen, yeah, let's keep having you come on. You got some ideas, keep letting us know. And really fast forward to present day, and driving home, I think it kind of got me. I started to actually tear up in the car on the way home, and I don't want to do that right now. And I'm watching my voice catch itself. But, you know, don't ever give up on your dreams. You know, I don't, you know, my life unfolded the way it was supposed to. You know, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry and I have to stop. I always say to my husband, like, I wouldn't have had my 5 kids if life took a different turn. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today. Oh my God, stop. I didn't intend to cry when I had started this Facebook Live. Ooh, I gotta think of something that will make me laugh. Oh, someone tell me a funny joke or put a funny GIF in there. But, you know, my life would be dramatically different if it went a different turn. All of ours would be. You know, sometimes it just comes down to one decision that you make. It would have been a completely different life. And that life probably would have been just as good and just as fulfilling. But you just don't know what it's supposed to be and what it's going to be. Ah, thank you, Rosalie. I'm like trying to look at things in my office that are make me like stop crying. But it got me on the way home. Because I want my kids to know that, you know, I didn't get to do this dream. Oh. I didn't get to do that dream because I had them. And that was the most important thing. Oh my God, I don't mean to cry. I really don't, because I didn't mean for this to be sad. This is a positive thing. But I was so happy driving home because I'm able to do something that I really want to do. Oh my God, if you're just tuning in, I really did not intend for this to cry. I meant for this to be something really positive, because that's what I was talking about. But hey, Kelly, let me take a sip of iced coffee. Maybe that will help. But the point of all this is, when I was driving home, I thought to myself, you know, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I always dreamed of doing when I was a kid. And to be able to do that now is awesome. It's different. Oh my God, I did not mean to cry. I'm so sorry. I'm actually like embarrassed that I'm crying, but I'm just being honest. And, so don't give up on your dreams. They might be tweaked. They might be different. And I'm very, I'm passionate right now. And that's why I'm crying, because I feel very lucky that I get to fulfill different aspects of what I really love to do and what I want to do, in my life. And, I don't mean to. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to start crying. It's just that, you know, if you love what you do, you just keep going after it. And that's the point. That's the point I wanted to make with this Facebook Live, is that, you know, life gets laid out the way that it should. And I really love, and I always, you know, thought to myself, you know, if you don't give up, some way, somehow, things can happen. You know, you just gotta prove yourself and show what you can do. And I love that my kids, like this morning, I went off and they were all like, okay, Mom, so we're going to watch you this morning. And I thought to myself, like, wow, that's great. Because I want them to see that I have built a business on my own through my blog and Permission to Hustle and doing various digital things. But, you know, this being on TV and being a host and being a co-host of this live show was always something that I always dreamt of doing. Like, if you would ask me when I was 13 years old, they are good tears, yes. But if you asked me when I was 13 years old, you know, what I wanted to be when you're older, I would have said, I want to be on TV. I want to be doing the news. I want to share stories. I want to tell stories. I want to make someone's life better because I shared something that changed their life. I remember just wanting to just tell great stories that inspired. And just, you know, because of circumstances, I wasn't able to pursue that at that. And when I wanted to, you know, I wasn't able to go after that dream. And so I went after another dream, and I started doing YouTube videos a long time ago. If you go to my YouTube channel, I do a lot of daily things now, but if you go to my YouTube channel, at the very beginning, I tried to make them like news segmenty, you know, like giving tips and advice, because that for me was a great outlet to be able to share what I loved to do. And, you know, the point of this entire Facebook Live, which I'm sorry it's so long, because I'm sorry I got emotional, was to never give up on your dreams. Sometimes they're tweaked, and sometimes they're edited, and sometimes they take a different shape and a different form. But, you know, at the root of it, if it's a dream that you really want to fulfill, and if it's a dream that you really want to go after, then it's always something that you should do and you should go after. Nothing, you know, gives me more joy than being able to, you know, go on the morning show here and co-host when one of the anchors is out. You know, I'm not able to do it full time because I have a full-time job. I have my own business, and I feel blessed that when they need someone, I'm able to, if I can, fit it into my schedule, because it's something that I love to do, and something that, you know, I said to my husband on the way home. We just got this whole conversation started. I was like, you know what, Matt? I said, I can't describe it. I'm like, but if there's something in this universe that when you do it and you feel like, wow, this is something that I feel like I just really was born to want to go after, born to want to pursue. I said that's the only way I can describe it. It's a great feeling to do something that you love to do, and that was truly the feeling I had on the way home today. And again, life didn't pan out the way I thought it would when I was 13, but it panned out the way it was supposed to, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like, I love what I do. I wouldn't have had my blog. I wouldn't have had anything if I had gone a different route. And it's just the way life is, the way life goes. So, but I guess, again, the one big blinding thing I learned today was, wow, man, don't ever give up in your dreams, because they might not be the form that you think they're going to be, but they can come in different forms, in different shapes and sizes. And that's a great thing too. So now that I have sweat off and cried off all of my makeup from being on TV this morning, I swear you can see you can see tear marks down my cheeks from getting emotional, and I'm sorry about that, but sometimes you just can't help it. But I just wanted to make sure that I did this quick Facebook Live, and now I'm going to go enjoy a Friday. It's too early to now have a glass of wine because it's just exhausted me from doing this. But I have, again, my iced coffee. That's all that matters. So happy Friday, everybody. I hope this inspires. I hope this motivates. And, I'm just going to keep going along too. Yes, Kelly, I agree. And thank you guys for tuning on in, as always. And all right, I'm literally now sweating from literally shoulders down, so I have to go get some air. So thank you guys. Keep dreaming big. Find that dream. Doesn't matter how old you are. Go after it and find a way to make it happen. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.